Hello and welcome to DCN Weekly, your regular roundup of Australia's shipping, port and logistics news. This episode covers the week ending 31st of October 2025. I'm Lindsey Reed, publisher at DCN, and I am joined this week by DCN journalist David Sexton. Welcome, David.
Thanks, Lindsay, and hello, everyone. It's good to be back.
Yes, you've been out and about on the road a fair bit lately. You were out last night, actually, at a pretty fun dinner, I think.
Yeah, that's right. I was fortunate to attend the gala dinner for Freight Forwarders KTL Australia at the Eureka Sky Deck in Melbourne, and learned a little bit about their growth story since their inception back in, I think it was 2008. Anyway, it was a great night, a lot of networking along with colour and dancing.
Oh, fantastic. And there was a VIP guest there as well, wasn't there?
Indeed, the ambassador of the Republic of Türkiye to Australia, Mr. Giza, I think that's how you pronounce it. Apologies for anyone who I have not got that quite right. But he was there, the ambassador, and he had plenty to say about increasing trade ties between our two countries. Mr. Giza notes how Türkiye has benefited from being part of the EU customs zone and how Australia has strong advantages in resources and mining technology, so we can complement one another.
Absolutely. And some of the fun entertainment is on our LinkedIn. You took some videos, so head to that to check that out. And while you were there, David, I was also out and about mingling, but in Newcastle, and I attended the naming ceremony for the two Svitzer transverse tugs. Naming ceremonies are always good fun, and the naming mothers were Captain Janine Drummond and Lauren Munro. And Lauren's actually the first ever Svitzer employee to be a naming mother, so that was a pretty special moment for her. And for Janine, outside of her just outstanding career and influence on the industry, the first vessel she actually commanded was the Barrington, so becoming the naming mother for Svitzer Barrington had particular significance for her too. I do have a little snippet of the audio from her naming the vessel here.
Thursday, 30th of October 2025, and forevermore, I, Captain Janine Drummond, hereby name this fine vessel Svitzer Barrington. May God bless her and all who sail in her.
And it was a great night and some pretty impressive tech as well behind these transverse tugs, so they're definitely breaking some new ground. Now, let's move on to what's been happening in the news this week. So our most read, David, what was the most popular story this week?
Well, there's been a lot of interest in the WiseTech story. The freight software company's Sydney offices were raided by the AFP and ASIC this week.
It doesn't sound good. What was the story there?
Yeah, so authorities are investigating alleged share trading by founder Richard White and three employees between late 2024 and early 2020. So WiseTech says there are no allegations against the company itself and that they're cooperating fully. But the news did send shares tumbling around 17%, I think, at the time that we filed our report.
And Richard White, although he's no longer the CEO, is still very much involved at WiseTech, yeah?
Yeah, so he stepped down as CEO last year, but he remains executive chair. And there's already been some board turmoil earlier this year. Several directors resigned over differences about his role. And now there are calls for him to step aside while this latest situation plays out.
Okay, well, it sounds like there will definitely be more to come there. What else has been getting clicks on the site this week?
Yes, well, another big one was around Melbourne's new Westgate Tunnel project and the cost it's set to bring for port hauliers.
Yes, that's the one that's due to open in December, right?
That's right. So modelling from the Container Transport Alliance Australia that shows transport operators could face toll-related cost hikes of between 13 and 30% once the tunnel and freeway upgrades go live. The project's been 3 years late and costs about $11.9 billion, most of it funded by Transurban, who'll collect tolls for the next 25 years.
Right, and trucks will have to pay even if they don't use the tunnel, is that right?
Yeah, so they'll be a tolling point east of Millers Road, so heavy vehicles pay either way, whether they take the new tunnel, Westgate Bridge, or the new ramps. Add to that new no truck zones in the inner west, and operators will have little choice but to use tolled routes.
Okay, so the concern would be that it's meant to ease congestion, but it could really drive freight costs up.
Yeah, so that's the concern, especially when you're talking up to 8 separate tolls just to move one container.
All right. Well, that's another one to watch. But still on freight costs and rates, we've seen a bit of an unexplained increase in the China to Australia shipping rates. Dale had a look into this week. What did he surmise?
Yeah, so Dale took a bit of a deep dive into this one, and yes, it's a bit of a mystery. The China-Australia freight rates have shot up over the past couple of weeks, with some spot offers nearing US $3,400 per FEU, even though demand has been pretty stable.
And it's not just a post-Golden Week spike then?
No, this looks like more of a genuine trend. Rates have climbed up about 25% in just 3 weeks and are now at their highest level since early 2025. Carriers are jumping on it too, with A&L, Costco and MSC all announcing fresh rate restorations from mid-November, anywhere from US $500 to $1,000 per FEU, depending on the trade lane.
Okay, so basically costs are going up, but no one's entirely sure why.
Yeah, exactly. The Dale summed it up well, saying that it isn't seasonal anymore, it's momentum-driven, with one shipper telling Dale that every carrier will be trying to get on this train before it leaves the station.
Okay. And next, some big developments out of Tassie.
Yes, TT Line, the story that keeps on giving. Its finances have been under real pressure after warnings last week that the ferry operator was running out of cash and breaching loan covenants. The Tasmanian government is stepping in with a $75 million equity injection in next week's budget.
And that's short of what the company had asked for, isn't it?
It is. So about $25 million less than they'd hoped for, but it should keep TT Line stable as it prepares to keep the new Spirit of Tasmania 4 and 5 into service late next year. The company's debt has ballooned and project costs have blown out, with the new East Devonport terminal alone going from $90 million to more than $500 million.
Wow. Is there any good news, at least?
A little bit. Local firm VOS Construction has been awarded the $16 million contract to build the new terminal building. It'll feature Tasmanian timber, employ around 100 local workers and apprentices, and is on track for completion in October 2026.
Well, that would be a much-needed boost for the local economy, and another one that we will be watching closely. Well, finally, something a bit lighter. We started the podcast talking about some celebrations, and we're finishing with another big one.
Yes, that's right. Brisbane's Peters family recently celebrated 60 years of Pacific Tug. It started in 1965 with a single tug and has grown into a fleet of more than 30 vessels, providing integrated maritime solutions along the Queensland coast.
Wow, it's a huge achievement. How did they mark it?
Well, they held a special celebration at Customs House with Senator for Queensland Susan McDonald amongst the guests. It was a real gathering of colleagues, clients and friends celebrating 6 decades of dedication and innovation.
And they're not planning to slow down anytime soon, I think.
No, absolutely not. Chris Peters says Pacific Tug wants to help Queensland make better use of the Blue Highway trade routes. Their Bundaberg base will soon have a 200-metre general cargo wharf, the largest on Australia's east coast, boosting capacity for break bulk shipments and supporting agriculture, manufacturing and industry hubs.
Oh, fantastic. What a wonderful milestone and a celebration that seems like it was very much anchored in history, but looking forward to the future. Well, speaking of milestones, our December-January edition will feature plenty of these as we're theming our end-of-year special edition all around the milestones we've seen across the industry this year. So from things like the 60-year anniversary of Pacific Tug to some exciting firsts and all the achievements from the 2025 awards. So it's set to be a really special edition. Yes,
it'll be a great issue to round off an incredible year. But for now, that's all from us this week. And for more on all these stories, head to the DCN.com.au and don't forget to subscribe to the Newswire.
Yes, and remember, any thoughts, tips or tip-offs you'd like to share, please get in touch at editorial@thedcn.com.au. And that's all from us. We will catch you next week.